got this closed down now? I guess for erosion control. Guess we'll have to use the new trail then. There used to be one right down the center of the field. Long time ago. Hello. The deer like to hang out down here late. Early in the evening, up until about 10 o'clock, they're at the bottom all the time. But there, my friends, was probably one of the oldest trees on the land up here, what they called a witness tree. They cut that thing down the first year I came here. One year I came by, it was standing, terribly diseased. Park rangers were out here marking stuff. And I asked them about it. They said they had to take it down because it was diseased. Probably one of the oldest ones out here. At least 160 years old at that time. What they call a witness tree. And you want to know where they put it? I know exactly where they put it. After they cut it down. On that side. In the woods. You can see it as plain as day in the wintertime. Welcome to the other side of the hill. Hope you enjoy my little stories. I know they're not much. Dang, look at all the erosion out here. You talk about wild. Look at the horse steps. Horses out here having a good time. Welcome to heaven. It's heaven now, but it used to be hell. You know exactly where we're going. To go introduce you to a couple of friends of mine out here. No, it's not what you're thinking. No, these are the trees of life out here, the ginormous ones. Talk about the largest ones out here. I think they're all tulip poplars, though. Every last one of them. And as you know, tulip trees grow extremely fast. If you saw this thing anywhere else, man. This is what happens when you let them grow. They become what you call monumental trees. You know there's going to be snakes all over the place out here. It's humid out here too. Humidity is so thick you can cut it with a razor blade. Heck, you can cut right through it with a dull knife. Humongous. Here's one right here that I originally thought was a signal tree a long time ago. This baby. Wonder which one is actually the oldest one out here. Probably the ones that have been pulled down a long time ago. Now you can see why I thought that was a signal tree, because of the top. Looks like they got some new trails out here, guided by people's curiosities. I guess that's what happens when a pandemic happens. People are forced to try to find answers to stuff, and they just walk out. They just try to take a different direction in life from the norm and end up going into a different direction to try to find an answer on why things happen or how to make life easier, how to solve problems. So many secrets out here, I know that for a fact. Here's one of the oldest ones right here. Medusa. Say hello to Medusa. All you gotta do is Google the answer. Type it in. Medusa. Chatham Hill. You'll find a couple of pages on it. Look at those roots. Reaching for the waters of eternity below. That's what keeps them alive. As long as they're close to water, they'll just keep on going. Even longer. And deeper, of course. One of the best optical illusions in heaven, nature. From one perspective, it's one single tree. But it's really two trunks to make one. and they combine once again at the top to make one single tree. Gargantuan. Weird how they play around out here. You can never tell the difference until you got closer. Looks like one tree from a distance, but it's two combined to make one. Oops, a little bit too close. I lost the face. Dang it. Lost it. Beautiful indeed. Still ancient. For a tulip tree, that is. At least what? At least 155. Probably was just a baby when the hurricane of the Civil War came through here. Too small to be, eradicated. So small no one even noticed. But a witness tree they still were. Because all it takes is just one leaf, one stem, one antenna to record it all. And I know that for a fact. Almost looks like that Tesla antenna. That's crazy. Well, all that memory just whoosh, is dispersed outward. All that memory, all that energy just spreads out like a glove. To be heard again. Deja vu. There's another large one right here too. But this one's just one. I don't think you could take out tape measures to measure trees of life out here on federal land. It'd be nice to know the true age of these giants out here. Probably 85 years old. But there's one out here. It probably takes two people to wrap around that thing. Where is she? Dang, look at that. The light is so heavenly through here this time of year. Beautiful. Look at the light, how it comes through, guys. Look at that. Why am I whispering? Because it's so humid out here, my sinuses are burning. More people coming. Where's that other tree at? You can't miss it. It's right next to the trail. They've done some landscaping. For real though. No, it's not scary out here. I'm going to tell you a story, though. I'll tell you something. The best times to capture EVPs with any kind of device that is very sensitive to sound and frequency, like the good old iPhone, and especially DSLR cameras. The best times to capture EVPs is when there's just a fine amount of humidity in the air that's not that thick, on how they move through the air, the motions of light, the movement of anything, creates a different kind of frequency. But also, another time, usually in the wintertime, when there's just a little bit of humidity, but there's no leaves to make noises. There's no birds chirping away. It's just complete silence. I'm looking. There's something down here in the creek I'm looking for. I can't remember the creeks though. I don't know if these are new or old. Maybe it just looks different because they clear cut out here. For the wildlife. You already know what I'm looking for. Something very important out here. And no, it's not the illegal stuff either. It's something else that I discovered that everybody knows about out here. They probably covered it up though. You already know what it is. It's the 1930s car. One of the side panels towards the back of the car is out here. There's a part of the hood and a couple of doors in this creek. Hey, there's a pile of rocks I've never seen before. I know I haven't really covered every square inch, but that would have been completely covered up with all the vegetation out here. Never saw that before. That's cool to know though. No, we're not going to go over there. I don't have the creek walking shoes. Man. I want to see if that car is... It's still got to be here. It's in the part of the creek that doesn't flood that often. It's usually covered up with a lot of vines and vegetation. You experts out there probably want to say you just passed it though. About 120 feet back. I thought it was a lot wider than this though. There she is. Right here. Man, massive. This one's known as the Claw. Just type that in too. What I guess they consider another witness tree out here. If it witnessed part of the Civil War in Cheatham Hill, it's at least 160. Look at the size of that base. Gargantuan. Can't even measure chest high, really. Chest high is like right there. She used to have a whole bunch of little stuff growing up around her. Something just jumped in. A frog. No, that's not where the car is. Where the heck is it? Oh, man, look at that. If only you let them go. Let them grow. The Claw. Could be another signal tree. Created by the hands of the settlers of the farmland back in like the 1920s. A different kind of signal tree. Massive. The Claw. You don't see branches like that often. I'm not going to stand in front of the tree to give you a sense of scale. I would have to put a mask on for that. You guys crazy. Wonder if it's truly a witness tree, though. Tulip poplars or a growth factor of 3, which is very fast. I don't think we're going to see the car. I can't remember where it was, though. I know where it is now. It's got to be right here. There are those crazy hedges, whatever you call them, that are always abundant around old farmland and stuff like that, old home sites. And I'll never forget the magnolia tree. I think it's right here. I think it was right here, but there it is over there. I knew it. But we all know it. Anybody who comes out here knows it. Or the ones who have the curious minds. Just look for the magnolia tree. And there she is. See? It's right next to the trail. People come out here all the time. 1930s car. I think it's 1930s. Could be 1920s. Could be 1941. Look at the thing. There is the window right there. Let me do this. Oops, it won't go back. Won't do the fisheye. Wild. Imagine riding in this thing back in 1933. There's another part of it right here. I think they burned something out here, though. Probably was a fire. Because there's some things out here that have evidence of burning on it. Like charring and stuff. There's an old telephone wire. So they probably just bulldozed the crap out of stuff and shoved it over here. 69 years ago. Never really took pictures of this thing. Of course it's got bullet holes in it, go figure. Back then this was probably hunting land. Back in the 60s. Old car. It's almost like there's always got to be a random old car in every single state park somewhere deep in the woods you got to go look for. A different kind of temple treasure. Find the time of the history. Time itself. Different kind of time stamp out here. That's almost 100 years old. I bet when they used to farm this land out here a long time ago, I bet they've recovered at least a couple thousand bullets. Had to have. But here's the thing though. Probably back in what, 1920s, 1930s, up until like 1940, when this was farmland, before it was given to the state. Back then, the bullets were what? They were just bullets. Nothing more than just hunks of metal, lead. Just like today. If you had a farm, and people used to hunt on your land all the time, or around your land, and you turned up a crap load of bullets, what would you just do with them? Just throw them back. Because they weren't even historic. They were nothing at all, because they were young at that time. But then times change as time goes along. History becomes more historic. Whatever history was created is now more historic, more meaningful. Like I tell you every time, all you gotta do is give it time. Gotta give everything time to give it a chance. Give everything a chance at life in a different way. To give it a life. A life of remembrance. I've always been a big believer and a big fan of giving any and everything a chance. Dang, would you look at that? Look how it just develops over the hill. Man. It's almost like it seduces you just to walk into it. Dang. A lot of trails long lost up in here. Used to be able to go straight down. Another ancient white oak. Time to party. There's another one down here somewhere. I think it's on the left. You know where we are. You know exactly where we are. We just did a little circle. That was it. We're back in this thing. Wonder what this place looked like back in 1864. Probably a lot of fires. Hey, there she is right here. Ancient. I don't know if it's a witness tree or not. Hard to tell. Her waistline tells me she's around 175 years old. See, that's all we did was just a little bit of circle. Probably have only done about 3.5 miles so far today. Probably less than that. Want to hear more? Got to get there first. Let the stories continue right here. 6 years ago, I was standing right here, recording video, and someone said drowning. Just one word. They just said drowning. They didn't say, help me, I'm drowning. They just said drowning. Right here. Here come the kids. Gotta get ready to play it off. All right. Very special spot right here. One of the most active spots at Cheatham Hill within these trees. From my perspective, that is. From my experience, my recordings. You talk about flashes against trees. Flashes of light. Any season. Right through here. There's always a code inside the trees, though. The recordings of it all. I know what you guys do out here and what you said. Or is it just a recording, residual? When I was out here many years ago, it's like they're still hanging out. Still doing things. I don't know if they were talking about me or if they were talking about their experiences and what happened back then. That's what I want to know. Shoot them. Kill them. Let's get them. Right in this location right here. It's almost like they're just still sitting around playing cards or something, and they're stuck out here. When I heard that hundreds of times in that video, that's still in my vault, my personal vault, I actually thought they were talking about me. When I would be out here during summer break or spring break or Christmas break or something, on some blindsided Tuesday when no one's out here but me. And I would get them to talk. Maybe it was residual. Shoot 'em. It's the tone of voice. It was like, shoot 'em. Unforgettable. Shoot 'em. If you're fighting for something, does that necessarily mean that you're evil? That's what I want to know. If you are fighting for something, and it's hate on both sides, does that mean that they're evil? Or maybe the love for something so deep, to fight for something, is actually love. They're fighting for the love of their side. And it necessarily doesn't mean that they're evil. Like I said, it's heaven and hell at the same time. Depends on your perspective on life. By the way, there's somebody up here named Stephen, I think. First time I ever got a name out here. When I was sitting up there. Cold December day, and someone said, help Stephen. Help me. Help Stephen. I don't know if it was two of them or if it was just Stephen himself. Or if it was somebody else telling me to help Stephen. That's the first time I ever got a name out here. Right up there. A lot of kids like to scream out here. It's like they're the ones who's seeing everything and not us. Dang, they're coming this way. Everybody's coming this way. More to come. Drowning. You know, from what I learned in the past 3 years, not coming here, in just my videos, heck, it could have been a bush. It could have been an insect. From what I've experienced in the past, it could have been anybody. Could have been anything that said that they were drowning. It could have been a butterfly. Could have been a moth. Could have been an ant. As you already know, I believe that everything living has a soul. And I know that for a fact. Everything has a soul. What if it wasn't a soldier that was drowning in the water after they were shot? That's what I have to think about and consider now these days. But the past EVPs I've gotten out here about shoot them, kill them, let's get them. Those are probably not insects. They're probably not the birds. Man, do I ever have a collection of memories out here. But I'll tell you something though, I did get an age out here. I did get an age when I was talking. Like Ghost Adventures used to talk. Maybe they still talk like that. They ask all the typical questions, the questions that I refused to ask. But back then I was just following their lead from what I used to watch on TV all the time. You know the typical questions, what color are you wearing? Where are you? How is it on the other side? What are you wearing? What regiment are you from? You know, the same questions over and over again. There's a trick behind what I discovered, though, out here. You have to talk to them as if they're still alive. You have to come out and just talk. That's it, just talk. You have to act as if you're in that time frame. You can't just do the same old paranormal stuff. You can't come out here just asking the same old bland questions like you're staring at a brick wall. You have to act accordingly. You have to talk accordingly, as if they were right there with you. And that's what I've discovered. But I did get an age out here a long time ago. One of my segments out here, someone said they were 17. They said 17. When I did ask about an age, someone said they were 17 years old. You talk about a youngin'. How would you like to be killed in battle at 17 years old? That would suck. You talk about not having a life. There would be no life in that. No life in that at all. What kind of life would that be? If you were killed before your life began. What else did I get out here that I need to tell you? Oh yeah. Yeah, when I was down here somewhere. I can't remember if it was on this side or what. I don't know if it was on this side or another side, but I was talking one day and I was talking about a priest out here. I was talking about religion and someone said no priest. No priest. That's all they said was just 2 words. They said no priest. You're blocking the way. I guess I'll go around. That's one thing about this place. When I always try to record a video in places like this, I'm a fan of longer videos that kind of give you an idea what places are about. But there are so many times in the past, I think when I was looking at videos of Cheatham Hill, there was only a handful of videos out there on YouTube and other platforms where every video was no longer than about 10 to 13 minutes. Even some all the way down to like 3 minutes long. And you can never get an idea about places like this. People's experiences. Nothing. Unless you come out and do it yourself. There's definitely got to be more out there. Wonder how much more I could get if I took up on the hobby of coming back out here. How much more could we get? What else might happen, if anything at all? Still plenty of time. It's only about 4:30. I think it's about time that we go, though. I just want to walk around a little bit more. I just thought you would want to hear some of my experiences around Cheatham Hill. 5 years of collecting. And some masterpieces of experiences. Cute. Chilling. Sorry, I don't have any donations this time. I wasn't expecting exactly that I was going to be coming out to redo the video from 2017.